Hi everyone, hello and welcome. I'm going to be doing another reading today with my Perceptionary Cards. My name's Emily Baker. I created these a few years ago now, before lockdown, so they are around and about. So if you have got your pack with yourselves and you are watching this, why don't you join me and see what you pull out for this month? So we're looking at November. November, traditionally, we've got the end of Halloween, the veils are lifted between this and the spirit world still, and also then we've also got, in the UK, we've got bonfire night. US, it's Thanksgiving month, so it's kind of a festival, sort of a Thanksgiving month actually, because we also do have harvest festivals. We have kind of a Thanksgiving festivals here as well in the churches as well throughout this month, where the churches here traditionally what they tend to do is for a harvest festival is to gather up lots of food. People bring it all in. Some places then just give it to the local charities, food banks, things like that as well. So that's what happens here in the UK. Today is a beautiful sunny day, so let's celebrate that, because we have had torrential rain downpours last week, which have not been fun at all. So while I've been speaking to you, I've just been shuffling the cards, and now I've just spread them out in front of me like so, and I'm just going to now just pick a card, and with the intention of what will November bring us? What is it for November? November. And we used to have, as a saying as kids, remember, the 5th of November. Now, for anybody who's overseas and isn't sure about that rhyme, it's referring to Guy Fawkes. And Guy Fawkes, back in the 1600s, I think it was, decided to have a fantastic plot, which was to blow up Parliament. So it was called the Gunpowder Plot. And so underneath the Houses of Parliament, there's a few tunnels and things like that, obviously. Why not? And that's where they stored all of the kegs of gunpowder. And they were going to literally light them, explode them, etc. Unfortunately, fortunately for us today, the plot was foiled and he was, I believe, hung, drawn and quartered. Now, if any of you want to know what hung, drawn and quartered is, I suggest that you Google that one, because quite honestly, it's a beautiful sunny day. Let's not ruin it. But to this day, we have Guy Fawkes. So Guy Fawkes is an effigy to Guy Fawkes himself, and we place him onto a pyre of fire. Okay, bonfires. So there's lots of bonfires. Guy Fawkes doesn't happen so much. It used to happen a lot as kids, and we used to go around and say penny for the guy, and things like that. And people would collect some money, or that they would actually make an effigy out of Guy Fawkes. Obviously, we therefore have lots of fireworks as well. So Guy Fawkes doesn't really miss us here in the UK, but it also falls on the festival Diwali. Now, Diwali is all about light as well, so it is about bringing in the light, and then obviously we have candles, we have all of that cracking off as well. So this time of the year we are thinking about lights, we are thinking about what lights come into our house, what lights come around us and things like that. So it's about colour, bringing back that colour and things like that. The evenings are drawing in. Right, so let me just pick a card. This card will do. All right. So I don't know, I've only seen the back of it. So you get to see it first, as always. And there we go, that's the card. Oh, okay. So as always, I tend to look at it as you do on the screen, because when I turn it around and look at it myself, I always get to see it's always a completely different card. And if you do have your cards, do that actually. Put them in, reflect them in a mirror, just film it on the camera and see, because you will see things differently. And when I put it up close, it just changes. just changes. Colours change obviously because of the light coming in here. Right, so let's just have a look, see which way round we feel I feel comfortable with this. So again, what I'm looking at is what feels comfortable, which way does it feel right to have it. Okay, let's have a look. Is it that way round? That's quite an interesting way round. That actually feels quite good for November. Okay. Now, just to let you know, obviously, with some of the colorations on how it's projected on the video, is not maybe the colours that you kind of get to see. So I will be describing some of those colours. I do like it that way, which is the initial way I drew the card, but I also like it that way. And in fact, I think I'm going to stick with it that way. Okay, so just bear with me. And I'm just going to write. Okay, so just to let you know, this colour here, this is actually quite well, it shows up as being fluorescent pink on there, but yes, it is quite a fuchsia pink is the best way to describe it. So if you're seeing this kind of more fluorescent pink, that's actually quite a fuchsia pink on the card, okay? This colour here, although it looks grey, it's actually silver. And this colour here, that's a green, got brown here and things like that. So for all of you who are following me on this and learning how to use the cards and things, again, just be aware if you're photographing them or if you're going to actually be doing what I'm doing and just putting them up towards the camera, that the colours may alter. So it is always good just to turn it around and have a look at yourself. Okay, so what have we got going on? There's actually quite a lot of movement going on. And as I've said, we've got festivals going on this month. So yes, expect to have a lot of movement. This for me is about communication. For other people, blue will be emotions as well. So we've got movement going on, we've got emotions being going on, and that is not to be unexpected because we're coming closer to Christmas. Expectations, communications, all of that starts to kind of go on up on the rise. The silver colour here, which is perhaps the peace part of it all as well. And here about grounding, here for me it's about this effervescent love. All right, so yes, you can take pink as being love, absolutely. But let's just take it one stage further. Not just say, oh, it's about love. Well, what stage of love? Is that family love? Is that things like that? So for those of you who are learning, just expand it a little bit. Hence why I say effervescent love. It's that bright love. Everybody loves everybody. It's that bringing in of the heart, opening up of the heart as well. The season of goodwill starts in November. Okay, we hope it runs all the way through every year, but we know it doesn't. So that is also going on. So it's thinking about others. We're thinking about others in November. We're thinking about our loved ones, our friends, our families, and those outside of that little sphere, if you like, and expanding that. The communication here, when we look at this, just spend a moment looking at this. To me, that looks like a person sitting down. There looks like another person here and two people standing up. So strong communication, but be careful with your words this month. All right, don't let your words run away with you this month is what I'm kind of getting with that, because you're going to be strong with your words. And yes, there is kind of that the purple hues coming through. Your wisdom is going to be used as well. But also I feel as though the emotions are going to be in there as well. But it's going to be a case of just watch your wording this year, in this month of November. Okay. Now, I did actually want to also, right, let me just see if I can, right, lovely. When I turn the card around here, I'm just going to pull it a little bit closer. Hopefully you can see it's not too dark. Right, so here I've got a gentleman and holding or bending down to what looks like a child. Okay, so that's how I'm seeing that. There we go. Okay, so for me, that is about care and compassion. Again, it's about listening. And that's that grounding part. Don't miss out on that grounding part this month. Be aware that we need to be compassionate. We need to be understanding. We need to have that within us. I also wanted the card to be this way around as well. Simply because, again, I'm seeing lots of movement with it. There is also something here that I don't want to miss out. So here I've got what looks like it. To me, the first instant was that it was a dancing couple. The more I look at it, it looks like there's a man kind of yelling, screaming, mouth wide open. It can be for joy, it can be for fear, whatever. But again, it's a very strong pose because look, there's a leg there, there's a leg there. It feels like the arm is coming up here, head there. So it's kind of a very strong pose to have. Here, this is why I wanted to have this card this way around. And look, that looks like a guy with a Western hat on. Anyway, this looks almost, I almost want to go to perhaps a Native American Indian, because I can see a face here with a beard. Could be feathers in the hair, whatever, and holding a vessel and drinking from the vessel, partaking something from the vessel. The vessel could be of knowledge. But for me, it feels very peaceful. It feels very, I'm at home here. I'm sitting cross-legged. I'm waiting to see what happens. Nothing can harm me. So this feels very, very peaceful. This way around the card, that's the only peaceful part of it. The rest of it feels very turmoil. Okay, things going all over the place. So I would also say, if that's the way that the card felt for you, I would say, okay, yes, yeah, again, communication being very strong, but things around you perhaps not going to be so calm. But find your inner peace. Find yourself in all of this that's going on and be true to yourself this month, because I think we're going to be called upon to be doing that. We've got the guy here, and he looks straight out of a 1960s, 70s cowboy film poster. Where you have another head coming down here, and there he is with a big thick beard and a cowboy hat, and it looks like a bit of Monument Valley going on in the background, and wearing a big thick leather coat and all the rest of it. But that's calling about adventure as well. So I feel as though this way around, yes, there's communication going on, but there's also a possibility of finding an adventure, finding new things going on. But also, just again, if you think about that cowboy figure, they're true to themselves. It's only so they need to be practical. All right, so it's about being practical, this is a grounding colour. So it's about a case of not letting your fantasies run away with you, but just keeping it a little bit real. Just keep it real for yourself. Be aware of everything that's going on around you and be centered to yourself. This month, we're going to definitely need that, because yes, it's a run up to Christmas, but there's a lot of activities going on. There's a lot of information still going on around the world, not just about the pandemic, but about other things that are occurring. And I don't watch the news, and yet I'm aware that there's a lot going on out there, okay? Said or unsaid. And that's the important thing, whether it's said or unsaid. So hence why I wanted to have this card this way around. Now I'm just going to take it back to this way around, because I forgot to mention about this little creature here. So if I just pull it a little bit closer, hopefully my camera will. There we go. You can vaguely see it. There we go. It's a bit better that way. And to me, that looks like the dragon breathing out the smoke. So for me, when I look at it, so if I pull it that way around, it's a little bit easier to see. Okay. And again, it's snapping at the heels about the communication, all right? You know, it's funny when you look at something and then you can't get that image out of their head. I can't get rid of this image of this cowboy up here. So yeah, so it's kind of as though, is it a dog? It could be, but it's something that is barking now. Is that about fear? Okay, and it's about the unknown here, I feel, because yes, there's some grounding colors here, but there's also about the spirituality. And is there a part of yourself that, yes, you feel grounded, but you're uncertain? And yes, you are on the spiritual path, you are moving towards that, or that has been awoken this year for a lot of people. Through this pandemic, that spirituality has been extended and opened and expanded on. So is it about that? Also, having this card this way around, I also get to see about another strength of this communication this month is going to be huge, absolutely huge, because it's a case of people are going to take things literally. All right, so again, just be really careful about your words. If you have a think about it, we've got COP 2021 or whatever it is, COP20 or whatever, which is all about the climate conference happening in Glasgow in the UK. And so, you know, it's kind of, if we have a look at that, that to me looks like a horse's head. Now, for me, horses, incredibly strong, but they're agile animals. They're also very loyal animals, and they can be very faithful. They're a great companion. They will help out their rider because they don't want to get themselves hurt. So if they see danger ahead, they will stop. Okay, so just think, when we have a look at a horse, where kind of, and why is it braying? It's kind of like, not sure about this. So again, just be aware of how you are communicating. And when I talk about communication, I don't just mean the words that we're using, it's also the body language. What is your intention behind the words that you use? Think before you speak. It's going to be what I feel for this month. Very much so. Think before you speak. Now, I'm not going to talk about the planets and things like that because I'm not an astrologer. So things going forward, retrograde and forward and all the rest of it, I get a bit lost when I hear it. So I'm not going to pass that one on. Okay, so we've talked about the card being in this way. This one feels just like it's a little bit more fluid. People are dancing. It's a pretty way. So let's turn it around this way. Okay, do we get to see things slightly differently? Possibly not. But again, I just see this as being very prominent. But again, have a look to see if you do have this card. Please look for this card in your deck, and have a look to see that even though we've got this strong communication surrounding it, is about this effervescent love, about extending it to others around. So yes, your intentions may be that you want to say, oh, I love you and all the rest of it, but it may not be heard in that way. You may be approaching somebody and then kind of go, oh, hang on a minute, not ready for that. And you want to give them a hug and stuff. Just be aware. Be yourself in all of this, okay? Let's go back to this bloke here sitting. Again, just be aware of yourself. Be mindful about yourself. Be mindful about others around you. Have a look out to see. Read what the situation is, not just what you want to put into it. It's about looking at the whole situation. And this may be on a day-to-day basis. It may be on a weekly basis. And this may also be about a situation that's going on for you at the moment. So if it is, please let me know. Let me know what you're thinking about all of the readings that I have been given. Anyway, so I wish you all the best with November. I think it's going to be an exciting month as well. I do think there's going to be a lot happening. I do think we also just need to kind of make sure we know where we're wanting to go to, what it is our intentions for the month ahead, and also just allowing people in as well. And it may be on a lighter level that we normally do, but again, it may be a case of actually we'll extend them and we'll keep them near to us this month. So again, read the situation as you see it, but also just just take that moment before communicating all of your thoughts as well. All right. But communication is going to be very strong this month. Take care, and I wish you all the best for November 2021. Take care. See you soon. Bye now.